I edit and I listen to the wireless feed, and once it gets processed through the wireless transmitter, it doesn't sound as good as the DJ. So I never use it. So I stopped using wireless altogether. I mean, I pretty much don't use wireless unless I absolutely have to. I don't like those either. The screen is cropped. Hey, look.
I use my
screen.
I know. I have that. I only get the big ones.
But it doesn't give you the full video.
No, that's why I don't use that screen. I connect.
You connect it to your phone. That's the best way.
With Bluetooth.
Yes.
It connects with Bluetooth. I put the phone.
I don't understand why they put a square screen on a 16:9.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know.
And there's no way to switch the mode. There's no way to force it.
No, not to. You could. There's a switch, but you're still not seeing the whole screen. That's actually the full screen, but you cuts off the sides.
Yeah, I don't know. What's Bill doing?
So you go.
So that's going to be the.
He was running the. That was him. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Damn.
Like me. No, I think it's more obviously to walk up here, but like it's a random. All right, so today's meeting came about because me and Dave Stewart over there was talking. When was it? 2 weeks ago, something like that, about cameras, and because he calls me all the time, what am I using for this and that and for weddings? Where this year I shot about 90, you shot how many?
About the same, 100.
A lot.
Kill myself.
A lot of weddings. Steve also, how many?
Not that many.
Close.
I don't know, maybe 80?
Yes, and Steve had COVID during the year, and I had a heart attack during the year. We still got him in. I think I missed 3 or 4 weddings. That was it.
It was 5.
Out of my, you missed
Well, it's a
5?
busy weekend.
I had to hang to help.
Uh-oh. You missed any? No. We still made it out. So anyway, we started talking about like what we use, and I'm one, as soon as something comes out, if it's going to make my job easier and help me to get the shots better, stronger, faster,
We can
I'll buy it. So I have the R5, I have the C500, I have the 1DX Mark III, I have 2 1DX Mark IIs.
Is this an Equipment Anonymous meeting? Is this your
Yes.
confession?
Exactly. I only brought 10% of my equipment there.
Say the equipment
He's
again.
not joking.
Say the equipment
Yeah, I
again.
didn't hear it.
C500,
Okay.
1DX Mark III, R5, and the Fuji XT4. Okay, I'm not brand loyal to anybody. If you have the best tool for the job, I'll buy it. I used to be Sony, but I never liked the Sony colors. Okay, for video, whenever you got the groom's collar here, when you go from highlight, it's a film curve, from shadows to highlight, before you get that highlight roll off, Sony always turned like that purple, green, magenta look that you'll, if you have Sony and you look at the colors, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Canon colors were always the best. Fuji, miraculously, actually the colors look beautiful also. I shoot everything in log, C-Log 3 or Fuji F-Log.
What if
As-
you're shooting for somebody else?
If I'm shooting for somebody else and I know that they don't want it, then I'll change it just to Rec 709 shit, and that's their problem how they edit it. Okay, but it's a lot because I shoot for me. I shoot 80% of my stuff for Gabelli, and then I shoot probably 10% for other studios. And the Gabelli, because I handle all of the editing, I send it to Ukraine, and the one editor that we use, he's like, I want log, shoot it in log. I'm like, hell yeah, okay, because all the cameras that I use are capable of doing C-Log. It's not that hard to actually convert C-Log to a regular Rec 709. It's literally just one step in Premiere or Final Cut. So I'm just trying to, Dave's could be a converter real soon. But when you see the actual flat image and you see all the detail that's there, later when you go do it in post, you can take that Rec 709 color space and you can maneuver it to the shadows I need to detail or to the highlights where you need to detail, and then you can get it back, rather than when you shoot it, you just got that dynamic range there, and if you're under or over, you can't bring it back. So why I bought the C500, one, for the dynamic range, one, I like my toys. Two, for the dynamic range. Let's get it straight. Okay, I wanted the toys first, because if we all died right now, I'd win. I'm closer to it anyway, but,
Well, you die right now.
so exactly, if I die right now, who's gonna
Probably won't
be, how
know.
many people gonna be fighting? I wanna see the fist fights over that.
I'm going to get help.
So you're like, I'm gonna get help, let me take the camera, so somebody don't steal it. So, the dynamic range on this one, I think is like 14 or 15 stops, okay, of dynamic range. It's a full frame sensor. It's the only cinema camera that's full frame as of right now, right? I don't think that the C501 wasn't even, they were all
No.
not the micro, the 1.5X APS.
I think Red finally came out with one now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Red.
So, but I'm talking about the Canon,
And the Canon
cinema.
only full frame cinema.
Okay, this has face tracking, it has object tracking that you can program it to focus or to set an object, and it will track that object as long as it stays in the screen. Okay, so the R5 I got because it's new, does 4K, because everything I shoot is HD 60p. Okay, everything that's edited is 24p. So they can take just the regular stock footage and they can slow it down to 40% without me doing slow motion.
And not 50, 24, 60, 24?
Yeah, 50 is for Europe, pal, because they're 25, so 50 is half. All over here it should be 48. Okay, but there is no.
There's no full. Yeah, it doesn't do high frame rate.
So it's 60p or 30p or 4p. So, but the reason I have a cinema camera for shooting weddings, one, if we're setting up and everything is in one location, like probably 90% of all the Gabelli jobs I do, they're at his house at Pleasantdale Chateau, Park Savoy, Nanina's in the park, and Park Chateau. Did I say that? Okay, so all the parks, okay, or the Grove, or where else do we normally?
Pretty much.
Okay, but mostly Pleasantdale and the three parks. Okay, and I come there, set up, and I break down and go home. So bride prep, groom prep, everything happens there. So then I'll break out with the C500, okay, and I'll do some bride prep with it. But mostly that one is for the ceremony center cam, okay, where I'll leave it. I have the electrosonics audio that I bought because Dave told me, not this Dave, that Dave. I had 3 Jewish jobs at Pleasantdale Chateau, January of 2019, where all 3 of them inside, the ceremony was inside the ballroom, audio fucked up. I had Sennheiser AVX, the digital ones, which are newer and greater and blah, blah, blah. And all 3 jobs, and I'm like, I'm tired of this shit already. So that's when I called Dave and I'm like, is it worth it? And he's like, yeah, if you want, you know, the best audio, you gotta go spend $3,000, I think it was like $2,800 just for one lav and one mic set. Yeah. But I have to say, in those 2 years, I've never had a problem. Okay, never had an audio issue.
Which was this?
Electrosonics. Okay, it's the one that they use on TVs and newscasts and everything. So, but it's the best $3,000 that I've always never had an issue with. Yeah.
When you said in those places your audio messed up, you were depending on one source of audio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I put one on the rabbi, and I'll have one on the groom.
Okay.
Back then.
Because,
Now
you know,
I've got like 4 mics.
because and I'm not, you guys are wedding folks, but in the beginning, I was like, okay, if I want to do a wedding or something, I bought the old, it was basically the regular Sennheiser, you know,
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
But then I also bought, you should know this one, it's the Sennheiser shotgun mic. That mic's like $1,000. The same one they put on the boom.
Yeah, I
thing.
have that
So-
on my C200.
So I have
Yeah.
that on like a camera at a distance, and between that and between the two,
But it's still, you're not getting the same audio as, you know,
not
6
your
inches away.
not your thing, not
Yeah.
your $1 million thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, you know, got to give me $1 million money to get that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I still don't get it. I get better money, but I don't get $1 million money. If I booked them myself, then
I was
yeah,
like,
would.
you see this thing I'm putting on you? You owe me more money.
That's right. Well, I put so much shit, I forget about it. So anyway, the audio since then has been great. Okay, the C500 has XLRs. Okay, so I can plug that audio into it. I can actually got 4 inputs with the expansion unit that I put on it. The camera alone was $16,000, but I only bought it because of Canon's special 0% for 2 years, which it will be paid off in February, I think.
Nice.
Because during COVID, I took like a 2-month leave. The body only was 16. This piece over here, which gives you 2 more XLRs and a V-mount battery, was an extra 15 or 1700, something like that. So it was like $17,000 for everything. But that's if I had one camera that I had to bring, that would be the one.
Can you drive it home?
You can ride it. It's got the little knob for you to sit on it, but I don't know. It'll put a smile on your face, but I don't know if it'll drive you home.
Oh man.
So, but still, even with this, okay, the screen is in the bright sunlight. You're not gonna see it. Okay, this little Adamus Ninja V outside is perfect, and I think I got it for like $500. Way back when.
So wait, you paid a car for the thing and you can't use the screen? I'm sending
No.
it back. Like, get me. The
Exactly. Well,
screen.
you can look at that because there's no viewfinder on it. It's only the monitor screen on the side. Okay,
You
and
can probably get a
that's-
hood for it.
You could, but I like this much better. This is shooting C-Log 3. Okay, is what you're looking at. This is Rec 709 because you can change it in the software to the HDMI out is Rec 709. Okay, so that's I'm always looking at that, showing me what the actual picture.
You have an SDI out of that too, right?
You who?
SDI out?
Yes, yeah. So, but I have on the C200 SDI that I use. This one I just use the HDMI because there's no SDI on the Ninja. If there was, I would because the SDI is more secure.
You need the adapter.
For which?
Ninja V, you can get it.
They have a HDMI to
Yeah,
SDI or?
and then you can go into it, HDMI and SDI out of it.
But the problem is that I just don't like the HDMI ports. So I'm afraid that this is gonna get, because I'm already feeling this one wiggle a little bit. Okay, so that's the only thing that I'm worried about, you know, fucking it up and, oh, that's a $600 fix if you wanna.
You're gonna get the SDI monitor soon enough.
So if they came out with an SDI monitor, I would buy it. Okay, a small one like this.
As soon as it comes out.
It's after that goes on the back.
On the NJVA?
Yeah.
Because you got the, over here, you got the card and you got the battery, so I don't know.
So
what-
right where the battery goes, that's.
Oh, it goes and then the battery goes on top of it? But does it,
And it's got two SDIs. So
and do you have to plug it into HDMI or it's all
you
internal?
can do either one.
No, but how does the SDI out come? Does it connect into the into the battery?
Yeah, in other words, the thing you buy has two SDI things. on it.
Yeah, but it gets it from just plugging it in, or do you gotta run a wire?
Well, you mean to go out?
I want SDI in,
Yeah.
okay, do I have to plug it in from HDMI to HDMI and SDI, or you just attach it and it's got,
SDI.
oh, so you just attach it to the battery port and there's other connections back there, you're saying?
Yeah, and then so again, you can go SDI into it and then come out HDMI or vice versa. It makes it a lot more.
Is there connections there or no? It's just battery connections.
That goes on there. If you notice, next to the two prongs, there's a whole bunch of extra.
Ah, down there.
Okay, there's a digital
So
port
yes,
at the bottom.
now, okay.
Oh, you gotta get that.
Now,
That's it.
supposed to be more
That's
fucking
it.
money
So,
already.
how much is
Hey,
it?
before the end of the year, I got to.
Two something.
Only do something.
And then the table's another 50, $250. All right, so that's the next thing that I'm buying tomorrow. Okay, that's actually, I like that better, yes.
Yeah.
So, because I never like this HDMI, I'm always afraid of that.
That's good.
Fucking A, how much? Show me the price. $199, even better. Sold, all right.
It was $299.
Yeah, exactly.
We're taking a 5-minute break. No.
Oh, wait, like Cyber Monday here, and Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah, was it
Cyber
on
Week.
sale, Chris, or no?
It's not.
All right, normal price, all right. And I gotta buy the cable though, or I can take the cable off my C200. Nice coil. So, all right, so anyway, where was I? I forgot. This is the center camera. Why? Because that can be the main lockdown camera. I don't have to worry about it 29 minutes or 29 seconds. I gotta run back to it. It's got a V-mount battery that's gonna last for hours. Okay, this is a little one. I put on a big one. And I just leave it, okay? Sometimes I'll change it from 2.8 aperture to 4, 5, 5, 6, just to make sure that I got the depth of field for everybody that's on the altar. You don't have to worry about it. Walking in the reception, that's the wide shot, usually with a 24-70 that I have, then I just leave it locked down. You know, I have it on the big Manfrotto wheels from way back when. And I just roll it so that it's got a shot to fall back on, okay? For the other time that I break out with it is the toasts, or that one is everybody, the whole group, okay? Bridegroom and whoever's doing the speaking. All right, so I have the lockdown shot that's always getting that.
So how many cameras you use for the toast?
How many are you, Steve? That one is for the wide shot for everybody.
Okay.
One camera for every laugh that he did.
Yes, exactly, at least.
At least 5.
The 1DX
no.
is a tight shot on the toaster speaker.
Speaker.
Okay.
Two.
Nicole will be with this one, getting a.
Reaction shot.
I try to tell her, but she does what she wants anyway.
That's like a low angle.
Go get some reactions, but I tell her if the bride and groom are here, okay, and the speaker is here next to them, she'll go where Jason's at and shoot through, getting the bride and groom in the foreground and getting the speaker here in the background, okay, getting more angles like that, and then when they flip over, she's on the monopod, boom, quick, low angle like that,
That's
and
the camera
she
here.
can run around.
Here, can I see?
Yeah.
This is
And-
nice. This is such a
And this is
real
the
thing.
other thing about it, that it's
That's a nice
the
monopod.
Sururi monopod, so you can get in there.
That's cool.
Okay,
It's pretty
nice, quick.
Yeah, no
Okay,
kidding.
here,
Stable.
let's get in there and get the shot. And then she walks
Let me
away.
ask something, because I used to have something similar. It wasn't that bland. It actually, okay, sorry, cursed. A waiter broke
What
the
the
leg.
fuck did you say? No.
The waiter broke the. I bought it at B&H. I forgot what brand it was. It was the most stable monopod. It didn't have. He had longer legs than that. But a waiter broke it on a job. I never replaced it. How comfortable though are you leaving that alone though? Do you ever in the back of your mind going, okay, wind, some guys walking by? I mean, you know.
Yes, I'm always watching it.
Yeah.
Okay. I always tell her never walk away from it like that.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
problem.
Even though it's okay.
It's falling from the top of the cathedral steps to the last step. So
What?
don't do what I did.
What? What'd you say?
That might be a selling
She did.
point.
That's basically she said. It has fallen because. What were you looking at your phone again? It fell and the light broke. That was about it. But I have the cage on it, so and I can't stand the people that never put their hoods on, because when it fell, the hood takes the hit and the cage takes the hit, not the lens and not the camera body.
That's it.
Okay,
I'm gonna
this
start
is
putting my hood on
fallen
now.
ones too. Because, when I first got this one, this is a little one. It came with little shorter feet, like maybe 2 inches shorter, and she left it there and turned away. Okay, I don't know why she turned away, but she turned away. And okay, next thing I know, I always tell her with this, close the fucking thing when you're not using it.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, look, it's okay. And then when I looked at it like a couple weeks later, I see that the back of this is actually bent, and I was able to bend 99% of it back.
That's $300. I'm just guessing on that.
This is $450.
$450.
The
But-
monopod?
That,
When did I get this?
Without the
I don't know, I
one-
missed the sale.
With the head?
When did we get this, Dan?
Not too long, last year?
I don't know if it was last year Black Friday or this
You and your
spring.
Black Friday.
It was like,
Okay, they're in Verona, sure, yes. This is a 6 section, this is a 4 section. This one is smaller, okay? The heads are the same, but the bottom feet are different.
I mean, the stability seems
Okay.
similar though.
This is, the stability is similar,
They're
but this
both
is, you
low.
gotta be doing 6 different ones, right, or then this is 4.
Wait, so that price is with the head?
With
Yeah,
the head,
the
it's
whole thing.
$450, and the case, okay? Don't hate me. They had them on sale, B&H, for this 6 section one,
we hate you.
$129.
What?
The head alone is like $189 just for the head.
I went to order it, sold out.
Yes.
You
They
told me,
have
I
a-
went
I
right
bought
away.
2 of them.
Really?
I
Well, yeah.
bought 2 of them when I
The deal
seen
was
them.
so
I'm
good.
like,
And-
fuck that, I'm getting 2.
That's
And
a
he's
really
raffling
good
them off to anybody that pays attention to his
That's
presentation
right.
today.
Fuck that. So, but anyway, I bought 2 of them, but they came with the little feet. But the, John was his name, the rep from Saruri, I texted him, oh yeah, they come with the big feet. Are you sure? Because I got 5 people that are buying these. Yeah, they come with the big feet. Nope, they came with the little feet. Okay, so I'm like, I got 5 people pissed at me.
Oh, wow.
Okay, what are you gonna do? And like, there was actually only 1 person that bought it. So, but I'm like, I got 5 people pissed at me. What are you? All right, let me see. I can get you the feet at cost. Okay, they're normally $100 for the feet.
Of course
Okay,
you would.
I can get them to you for $50. I'm like, all right, I need 5 sets now because I got people pissed. Okay, because the only thing that breaks on these are the feet. Okay, the feet where after a while they loosen up and you want to take this nub off because it has to be on flat ground because it makes contact on all 4 of those places. When they're brand new, I think this is a new feet. Just the 3 feet are touching. After a while, all 4, this one starts to hit. Then after a while, I'm like, fuck that, and you take this off, and now you got an extra inch for it to go. Okay, but you're better off leaving this. But the problem is, you're going to go out in the grass, you can't. You got to hold it because grass is never, and you always got some kind of bump underneath there, and it's not making perfect contact.
I don't know if it was Faisal. B&H sold one for $200 without the head. It was a monopod with legs that were wider, almost like these. And it folded them back up to use them with that. It was actually pretty stable, but again, like you said, you can only get so high with those suckers before you start worrying about any kind of vibration.
Well, this, even for dancing in the reception, when you got those nice Jewish jobs with the hora, okay, and I'm over here like this.
Yeah, if you hold
Okay,
it, yeah, sure.
that's
right.
high enough, but not even that. I got this with the flip screen, and people are looking at me funny.
Well, they
I
always
got
do
a
that.
smile on my face, then I'm like this,
Yeah,
all up in there, and I'm like, and it's literally right over top of the bride and groom, and I'm getting great footage.
Yeah.
Okay? So, and it's quick and easy, rather than I've done it with that, and I need 3 people to come over help me.
But you would recommend this one over that one if you're gonna just buy
I
the
would,
first one.
unless this one is on sale, okay, buy the 4 section, it's much
Right.
better, much quicker and stabler. Because here's the bottom leg, okay, here's the bottom leg on this one, okay, much more tinier, less stable.
Packs up small.
The which, this one is small,
Smaller,
yeah. Yeah, it packs up smaller, so if you needed to get lower, okay, but that's only like
How do you
what?
feel about the twist compared to the clamps like Manfrotto? There's always an argument. Some people like the twist, some people.
Clamps are, that doesn't matter, this you know that it's tight, the clamps you gotta always keep.
Yeah,
making
no, I was
sure
just
you
curious
go
what you
back
thought,
and
yeah.
tighten them up. I don't mind this, the 4, because here, you're like, okay, and let's go,
Right.
and I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay, the clamps, you still gotta unclamp it, clamp it.
Speed, yeah, because speed's important.
Yeah,
By the
well,
way.
the only thing too, is see the rubbers are,
Starting to go.
they're loosening. You just gotta clean it up and, you know,
Clamp
wash
never
it out
loosens
with
like
soap
that.
and water, huh?
Never have
Clean it up
clamp.
in soap
Yeah, I
and
know.
water.
No, clamps just loosen up on you.
Well, you can tighten them up.
You mean like
Yeah,
you
well,
just
you
gotta
can clean
wash
that
it a
off,
little
too.
bit, or you gotta take it
No,
off
you
and
can't
put it
clean it off
on?
on the
or-
job.
No, just take it off, okay, and clean it,
Yeah.
okay? And you gotta clean, because it's greasy underneath there.
If one of my those clamps come loose, I have the tool to go and tighten it right away.
Because this
Tripod
has
or the
loosened up too.
monopod?
Let me see. which
Okay,
one.
this one,
It's a regular.
okay, because then they get old, they get greasy, and
It's a
they get
516.
loose. But, same thing on this one over here, because this arm comes out too. Okay,
You do have to be careful with the.
Oh, that's good. That's
so you can loosen that too, but see, it's still loose. This one is nice and tight, because it's new. This one's like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
Plus, they have 3-year warranty. Okay, so you can beat the fuck, just don't say that, bring it back with that nub and then, oh, you took that off.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
fucked it
yeah.
up.
That's pretty good for you.
Okay, so because this one, even the carbon fiber cracked inside here, because there's like a collar in there, and I just took it up, I'm like, I'll go back to them, fuck it, I can fix it, take super Gorilla Glue, and I just glued the insert in and it works fine. Okay, because it's just a little like hairline fracture. So when I glued it back and it works. So anyway, that's why I use the C500. The 1DX I set up. If I didn't have the R5, okay, let's go first where quickly. If I was going into a hotel where we only had an hour to do the prep, I would bring this and the gimbal. I don't bring a slider anymore because the gimbal with this camera, okay, handles it all, because this Fuji X-T4 has the flip screen on it, and I can get low shots, I can get high shots, okay, and now it does 120p and 240p, okay, it's a, what's the lens? 16 to 55, 2.8. I also have in the case, I think it's 10 to 24. Hold on.
Those are Fuji lenses or not necessarily?
Fuji lenses.
Can you control everything with the
Yep, everything.
wheel?
Everything. Okay, if I want to do, but this is F4,
So your argument is you feel you can simulate a slider shot with that gimbal.
10 to 24. Okay, F4 though, but it's nice, that means that it's going to be sharper in focus.
Right, Deb? You're trying to say that the reason you don't bring a slider is you can simulate with
I
the
can
gimbal.
do a slider movement with this, okay, and a parallax, where here I'm sliding.
Right, but you got a target mode, right? So
Well, I'm on the RS, Ronin RS. Okay, I'm holding the trigger,
Yeah.
and it
Now
doesn't
hold
move.
trigger.
Hold on, this
Lock mode, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now I'm doing a crane move up and down from the cake. Okay, the dress, where I got this one from Arbor when I was doing a job with you. Where the hell was it? Like 3 years ago at the Manor. It was no, it was Fiesta, may have been.
Well, he's thinking about that. I have a
And-
new one of those that I'm selling.
And he
I
was
think.
doing the bride's dress. And he's doing, I think you did a freehand with the camera back then. The 5D or 70 or something like that.
No,
And
I
I'm
have a
like,
Glide Cam 4000.
it was
Yeah.
like I can't afford that. But he was doing the bride, the dress shot like this, okay? And I'm like, that looks like a cool shot, okay? And then I'm using the joystick to get the angle that I want, okay?
But if you do it on 240, it looks excellent.
Yeah. Well, the problem with this with 240, you're gonna catch any flicker. Okay,
So
120 for
is
some
fine.
reason you don't get no flicker, and I'm still moving on 120. I'm going like this fast, and it's still beautiful slow motion. Okay, because if you're gonna try and go like real, you're never gonna get it. You need to move fast. Okay, and I'm watching the back of the screen to actually keep the thing in the center of the thing, so it's perfect parallax.
How's the focus on this?
Focus on this is beautiful. It's
Is
got
that
high
a manual
autofocus.
or
That's
right
the
now?
best thing. This is the best camera. It was on sale for $14.99. I think I got this with the lens. Was like $2,200. Okay, last Christmas, I think it was.
So you're
and-
shooting, when you try to simulate the slider shot, you're shooting at 120?
Yes,
120,
yes, yeah, always.
You feel that's better than doing 60 and having
No,
doing
yeah,
post?
120, absolutely. I've got some samples that I'll show you.
No, it is
And I'm always like this. I'm trying to teach Nicole, okay, to do it like this. You
Nicole
hold
did a
it.
good job.
Did she?
Yes.
Okay, see? This is like.
What about, the only,
Okay, and then you've got a crane, okay, same thing. All right, and then now I'm doing a reveal shot. Okay, there's a button over here, like the old-fashioned cameras, from autofocus continuous, manual focus. Now I touch the screen, it now autofocused and locked it. Now I'm going behind the pew, and it's still focused
no, that's good.
on you.
We talked about, the only reason I like the slider though, I do a lot of macro shots where I need to get a regular slider. I don't think you can do macro with that, right?
You can get it close with this.
Would you?
No.
With a macro lens?
Well, it's got the zoom.
That would be
that I
really, you have to be
can
really
do right
good.
here with the wheel.
The answer is no.
Okay.
You magnify that even with the 120p and you're zoomed in, you really start to notice the imperfections in the
Well,
slide.
in the movements.
Right, it's
I mean,
not
I'm
gonna
talking
be
about
going at
one
like-
particular
Perfect.
thing that I'm talking about, but I like.
Yeah, one
we
shot.
talked. I
But-
edited as some guy that was doing what you were doing. I have.
You
to
can't
admit, he
zoom in
was-
with that though.
Huh?
You can't be too zoomed in trying to get that slide effect. Like if you're using 150, 200 millimeter with a real slider, you can still get a perfect shot.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
can't. It has
This
to
is-
be.
I've got
70
5
millimeter.
minutes to get 10
No, I
sliding
understand.
shots,
Right, right.
okay?
Obviously, if you're in a
They're
rush,
walking
yeah.
in, or I want to go.
Right,
and
right.
eat.
No, yeah, I know
All
what
right,
you
rather
mean.
than let me
I
spend
got
the
you.
whole 55 minutes.
Right,
okay, of
right.
cocktail
'Cause
hour
sliders
doing
can take a
prep.
while. You're right,
I'm
right,
like,
right. Gotcha.
all right, the cake is done. All right, let's do. The
Especially
table's
shooting
done.
one. Especially when you're shooting 120, you know the
Alright.
shot's gonna be
Let's go eat
stable.
now. Okay.
It's like, I got
Or
it. Left, right.
You're at the
up,
bride's
down.
house doing the invitation. Okay, well, let me do the old-fashioned one with the tripod. Okay.
No,
and
this is better
okay.
than
that.
Or let me get something really cool.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and now I'm doing a parallax of this.
Yeah,
Now let's spin the ring while I'm doing the same thing. And now you got a slider, parallax, and a slow motion ring. So let me do one of these two. Or the menu is sitting on the table. Let me go up and around,
Right.
okay, and up and around and even curve into it.
And what lens is it?
This is the 16 to 55.
And that's
2.8.
a full frame camera?
No,
Let's crop.
1.5.
Alright, so you're 60, okay.
Yeah. It's like 28 to 70 this is.
Alright, so
Okay,
you're
and that's
28.
like 16 to 35.
Alright, and obviously, okay, I get you.
So, but that's at 4. This is 2.8.
Right.
You can't go over 6400 with this; it gets grainy. Okay. So,
DJI Ronin S,
RS2.
RS2.
If anybody want one of those, talk to me.
You got RS2?
I think so. I bought one of those things, and I mean,
How long ago?
Not that long. Like probably a year or so. Or unless it's something that just came out. I don't do the
It's
just
only
came
like
out.
a year old.
Is it
So,
yours?
carbon
Is,
fiber
mine
with
is
the
mi-
red line?
Mine isn't red. No red.
No,
red.
that is not RS2. This is carbon fiber. And
Oh.
it's got the motor. I bought the kit,
DJI Ronin.
which has the. This is supposed to be a focus motor, but I use it for zoom.
Right.
Okay, so now I don't even have to sit here like Steve does and go fuck with the
Look at the
zoom.
zoom, look at the zoom. Look.
I'm right
the
there.
zoom is great.
Okay.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I'm
Just from the.
Yeah.
zooming in. Can't see shit. 'Cause
Oh,
it's
yeah,
white.
no, you got the
Okay,
fancy
but I
stuff.
can zoom in and out. Okay, so if I'm doing the bride's shoes, okay, while she's walking, all right, I'm right here, and I'm walking, following her, okay, following the shoes, and then let me get a nice tight shot. I'm not even touching anything.
Right.
I'm getting it all at the same time.
Excellent.
Okay, it's all quick, get the best shots, and get them now.
Would you feel? Yeah, I've been noticing more and more. So
I would have bought it for the red. I like the red line.
I noticed some of the younger generation, they're almost coming in, and I work with this one guy with U2 camera, and he's like other than like the ceremony and speeches, he's gimbal the entire time.
Really? Well, that's what it's called.
Too much, I think.
Wasn't what?
Well,
how do you
they're
feel-
even like this
How do
now.
you feel about it?
Okay, no, I want, you can't have the same type of look throughout the whole entire wedding. You still need some lockdown shots, you need some creative shots, you
Macro
need,
to the rings with the tripod.
yeah.
Just saying.
But this is where it gets crazy. Like you said, it then comes down to this money issue. Plus, if you don't have an assistant, if I had someone like a photographer as assistant helping me with all this shit, I'd probably be more like. There's times I want to do more gimbal. I'm thinking, fuck it, I'm by myself because I have the tripod here, which I want for certain things or whatever, and I'm like, I carry around two things. And
Well, I even, like, if I'm alone and they're walking down the aisle, okay, I can take that, put it on the floor, either a back shot of them walking in, or I can
Oh,
put it
yeah.
down right next to me, wide shot.
No, of course.
Just to cover my
But you
ass.
still have to. Well, yeah, no, and I do that too. But
Okay.
still, it's a lot of work for one guy to be,
But if it was only one guy, I'm not gonna set up those. I'm gonna come in with this and that.
Yes.
Okay, where this is a monopod over my shoulder, one case, and then I'm walking with the gimbal in my hand.
Yeah.
And I can do all of the prep. Okay, with that.
No, I've done it. I'm just saying that sometimes
So- But it's like with me,
I just wish we had a little.
when they see me coming, I got a whole fucking cart full of shit.
No, I know.
Okay, that I'm like pushing. I'm like on an angle like this, pushing the damn thing because it's so fucking heavy.
Like the Grinch.
So, well, and then I got those on wheels. Okay, I don't leave them on. When we're in the reception, all of these are on wheels, so I can just roll them to where I want.
You know how I explain to brides and people sometimes when they're trying to hire and then they're trying to skim on certain things? I said, listen, you want less, I'll give you less. But here's the thing. When you see certain things and you're like, I like this and all the work is creative. But here's what I need you to understand. If you, at your job, sometimes you do the work of two people. But when you're doing more the work that two people should be doing, you're not going to have time to be creative and do all this stuff. So yes, one video person could film your wedding. But if you're looking for, it's very impossible because he has to be focusing on getting that. You don't have that freedom to create like you're
Well,
saying.
exactly. You don't got one person making the movie. Okay,
Yeah.
you got hundreds of people. Okay, that all those parts of the cog needed to be there to get every little thing in place.
Would you say do you do a decent amount of two camera or two camera operators? I should say.
Everything. No, two operators.
Yeah.
Well, it's always me and Nicole. Okay.
Yeah, but that's-
she
well,
started out as assistant, and now.
But
she's
that's
not
on your
assistant
end. I'm saying,
at
is
all.
this? Do you work for studios a lot where they're saying, yeah, we're going to give you another guy, we're going to pay for another
No,
operator?
they're all too cheap. Only Gabelli
This is
and
what drives me-
that's when the bride and
this is
groom
what-
booked that two camera
Almost
people.
every job I do, two photographers are on the job. Like,
Yeah.
It just drives
Oh,
me.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
now
and you're
I got a wedding
doing
this week.
10 times
305 guests. I'm by myself.
Yep.
There's two photographers. 305 guests. I'm by myself.
That's because the studio don't respect videography as much as they do photography, and the studio's not relaying that message to the bride and groom that you
No, I
need.
know.
But wait, let's I think you're a photographer first, so let's be clear. I don't want to because the first time I met you it was at a PPA meeting. So I think as an industry, we have to articulate video more.
Yeah, that's
because
your
they're-
job to Casarini and
But-
to
because there has been a decline in the just video, because I still get brides all the time. Yeah, we're thinking about video, and you could sell it to them, but then you're not selling everything. Now you do have the brides. Oh, I want the movie, but you're still, until video gets start promoting more or some way. A lot of time you are second class citizen. The photography is what they sometimes they don't even care if they have a video.
Unless they are coming from that, they've seen that beautiful. I have some samples too. They've seen that like wow video. I want that. I have to have that. That's phenomenal. Then they'll go and say, what do I need to get that? And that's when it's the studio's job to go and tell them, well, you need 2, 3 cinematographers there with all of these cameras.
Let
not
me hit it
just
with the price.
one
And then they're like,
camera.
no, we don't
That's
need
the
it.
problem.
Well, no, if they will, yeah, but no, because
Exactly.
that's bullshit. Because this studio's Gabelli's charging 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 for photo.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, they'll pay that for photo.
But that's
But if you got like fucking a whole Hollywood production that we're bringing out, all right, rather than one person with a camera. Hey,
Yeah, but-
man, look, I'm half naked. Yeah. Okay.
But you just said but that might be true. But you just said yourself that you shoot a lot of jobs for them, right?
Yeah.
And most of the time you're one camera operator, besides your daughter.
Oh, yeah, me and an assistant.
You just said they're making all this money.
I would.
Well, then
probably
what's the
say
point? Why can't they sell? Why can't they get an assistant?
65.
So why can't they get? Even they're not able to do it.
No, he doesn't. It's. Do you want video? Yes. Okay. Well, what type of package do you want? Blah blah. Okay. Yes.
What's both the problem right
They're
there? You got
not
a photographer
selling it at all.
selling what?
What's the average? What's the prices?
He don't tell me, but exactly. Okay. But I've somewhere between starting at 3,500 for one camera, 8 hours, to 6,000 plus for 10 hours with 2 cameras and an assistant. Wow. Okay. And I make $100 an hour. That's it. Okay. And I handle everything. I do all of the finding other shooters, handling the edit, which I get paid extra for. Okay. But I store all the shit on my end, on my 96 terabyte server that's got
95 terabytes already.
18
So
terabytes are left, yes.
that's gonna fill up
Okay,
quick.
and 98% of it is this shit.
Yeah. Did you mention in all that? Well, you gotta mention you have to shoot everything in 10-bit.
Yeah, well, we're shooting everything C-Log 3.
Right. But I'm saying
Okay,
that.
but that's not his, fault. That's, I want to produce
No,
the
but I'm
best
saying if
product.
you're going to shoot log and be able to have all that dynamic range and all your camera, you have to shoot in that higher bit rate.
Yeah, but that's
So
not
there's
bigger
more data,
files.
so you're-
When,
And tell, how much is a typical job, your storage, on a typical?
well, it used
Go
to
ahead.
be a lot more.
Well, but
This
now,
camera
the
right
total.
here
Go ahead,
was,
blurt it out.
I want
How many
to
hundreds
say
of gigs?
400 megs a second. Okay, for HD.
Is it, one
Okay.
job would be almost a
Then,
terabyte.
I think it was like 6
No.
months, 8 months into it, they had a
Yes,
firmware
sir.
update that went down to 50 megs. And I'm like, yes!
But what-
Okay.
how many-
It
the
used to
total
be
job?
on this one camera only, okay, was 400 gigs.
Okay.
my
And what about
God.
all the cameras? What's the total?
Now
Give
the
me a-
total is about between 250, 300 gigs.
300.
What's the total including audio files and everything?
300 gigs.
300.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's for the one.
I'm trading
So
you
it's a
one
terabyte.
car.
That guy from Ukraine would be cursing you out in Russia.
120
When it's a
gigs.
2-camera
So
job,
now it's
okay.
like 400.
I hope they don't want it on
Another
Dropbox.
100 to 200.
300 is still a little. I mean, my average is about 100.
Yeah.
And that includes because I use the GoPro sometimes. The GoPro for some the
Okay.
codec in there for some, and that's not even 4K.
Four
For some
or
reason,
500 gigs. And this has come down.
That's a
It
lot.
used to be
That is a lot.
800 gigs, 900 gigs.
Yeah, it used to be a lot.
That's why you have to edit it yourself. They're
Well,
like, who you
hundreds of
giving
a lot.
No, I
that?
don't edit. I send that shit out.
Like I said, this
Okay,
weekend
all the
it was
edits
like-
are done in
but
Ukraine.
that's not you. I mean, I'm. By the way, most of you, I'm from New York. I moved here, as I'm still traveling. I'm still learning about New Jersey. You may get $1,000 a shoot. In Long Island, the average, there were guys, and sometimes I make that, but the average shooter is still making $550, $700
For me.
For me, for a 10-hour day.
No.
So 1,000 is not. I mean, you're doing a lot extra, but at least you're getting $1,000.
Yeah.
Compared to
I
something-
get 100 an hour. So there's some jobs that are 8-hour jobs. So I'm only getting $800.
Well, you work less hours, right?
Yeah, but still, I'd rather work the 2 hours.
No, I
and
understand
fucking
that,
get
but
the
like in
$2.
Long Island, though, it's just.
But on Facebook now, this year, second shooters are so hard to come by. Okay, I want $750 for second shooter, and you don't even know what kind of work they do. Okay, and people are saying, "Is this like normal?" I'm seeing all over Facebook groups.
Well, you got to see the work.
Okay, yeah, but they're saying they want $750 for a second shooter. Okay, his brother Craig, okay, will shoot for me. Oh, I want $600 for a second shooter, and I'm not. Oh, I got to charge you $100 travel because he lives in Tom's River and the jobs are up here. Okay,
Seems
so
perfectly
it's,
reasonable.
All
Huh?
the prices are going up.
okay, yeah, everybody's
Especially
prices
gas
are
going up. Well, you're not. Someone's got to pay for
Well,
it.
exactly. I bought a new fucking 4-wheel drive. Okay, where I love the car, but I'm getting 16 miles to the gallon now.
Oh God.
Nice.
Go Brandon! Yeah.
16 miles to the gallon. All right, that's the
On a
American
good
way.
pack, I'll get 18. So.
Do you have a recommendation to an editor in Ukraine?
No, you have to search. You ain't no fucking way you get mine.
Oh, I was just thinking. I
I
just think
stepped in
that's
shit. I stepped in shit on
You're
this
keeping
one,
him busy.
and he wasn't even my first pick
Well, let
because
me ask
I'm
you
like,
something.
he's all right. I had 2 other ones, but then like one was really good, a girl, and she's like her shit don't stink, and it was like I think $350 for a highlight. I'm like, does that include color correction? Yeah. And she's like, that's color grading, not color. And I'm like, no, I want the fucking colors to match. No, that's an extra $50. Okay. And I did a couple of jobs because she did a good job, and I'm like, fuck you. So, and she's like, oh, we got to talk price after COVID. I'm like, no, we don't. Bye-bye. I got 3 other editors.
So how did you, like, because I was looking for editors and to trust, how do you like? get it-
Upwork is where I found them.
Upwork?
Okay, Upwork, and then you go and say, I want a 5 to 7 highlight. Okay, I'm willing to pay $300-$400, whatever it is, and you're gonna do it on spec. Well, send me samples. First of all, just send you samples. Don't pick anybody from the Philippines because they have paid per gig internet. And I had one guy that the work looked really good. Okay, but he only downloaded a couple of the files thinking that he's gonna like beat the system. And because they pay per gig, I guess they got satellite internet there or something or whatever. And he's like, oh, I never got those. I'm like, bullshit, they're sitting in your, link right on my server. So don't say you only got some of the files, not the other ones. And then he's like, oh, that's gonna cost me too much to download it all. And I'm like, well, have a nice day, sorry. And I never paid him. So, and then there's another one that I use that she's really nice. She wants to do a good job, but she doesn't know how to color correct. Okay, so the colors are all off. Okay, and then exposure sometimes are a little off too, and you have to be creative, but she's getting better. So I just give her the 5 to 7 highlights, let her do them, give me the project file, and I'll tweak it afterwards.
So were you ever scammed or anything? So if anything,
No,
just
no, but
losing
well,
film.
if you're gonna work from Upwork, you pay right through Upwork. Once I found the people, I'm like, give me your texting or iMessage, and now I just go, we don't even go through Upwork, we go directly, and they don't have PayPal there, it's Payoneer, and they just, I'm like, send me a bill for, this much for this job, and then I pay them. Okay.
And how you don't use PayPal? How do you pay them?
Payoneer, it's like PayPal for Ukraine.
And you had to sign up for that over
You
here?
gotta
How do you get
sign
the
up.
footage
I'm
through?
not sending
Through
a credit
Dropbox or
card
something?
over there.
Well, I did it initially was through my server, and here's the link I created, actually a log on and everything for them to just log on. And then the server can come in with updates, and like I can't get it. I just paid the $10 a month for the 2 terabyte Dropbox.
Yeah, that's
I'll
right.
just-
Yeah,
yeah.
Dropbox was.
Yeah, so you can Dropbox, it's fine. So, but anyway,
How much was the server?
server I paid initially was $6,000, $3,000 for the box and another $3,000 for the drives. And last year, because the drives I bought were the shitty all-in-ones, trying to beat the system, the 8 terabyte ones from Costco, that I opened the boxes and put them in. Because I'm like, well, 2 can go and I'll be safe. And then they all started fucking going on me, and I'm like, piece of shit. So I went and bought enterprise drives for another $2,300, I think it was, and I got them on a good deal for like $300 for 12 terabyte ones. Okay, and then I got 4 SSDs there for speed, and then I got 2 more NVM2s SSDs for cache. So, but the server's like 2,000 megs a second, read and write.
We talked about this on the phone earlier. If someone came to you, put a gun to your head, and said you can keep only one of the cameras you own, which one would it be?
500 for video.
Well, that's what
Okay, yeah,
Would you?
Not the car.
yeah, the
Car.
500.
Okay,
Yeah, the car.
Yeah, but how are you going to do all your shots?
With that, I'll put that bitch on a fucking monitor.
Yeah, right.
You get all
I'll put on the gimbal.
Go
ahead.
You're gonna get knocked down. Yeah.
You're really getting low shots.
Exactly.
If I could only have one, I think I would have that camera.
Put everything on the floor.
This is good for photo because it's 45 megapixels.
That
so,
camera's unbelievable.
So,
They
but
came
yeah.
out with a new version, right? The 5 something.
R3.
No, there's an upgrade called the 5.
Firmware.
No.
New 5? No, there's no new 5. R5?
Yeah. They're coming out with a new one.
I never heard.
Yeah, they were-
Maybe. They need the R1, the 1DX mirrorless. So anyway, all right, so where were we? All right, we talked about that camera. This camera is what I would use. This is a 28 to 70 2.0. I would not go for the 2.0 again because I thought it's going to give me great bokeh when they're walking down the aisle and they're going to be in focus and everything is going to be. No, it wasn't as great as I thought. The lens is huge. I would go to 24 to 70.
I think it'd be problematic anyway, though.
A lot of, no, it's a beautiful lens. But
No, but I
Are you
mean,
kidding?
the
That lens
bokeh
looks
and
amazing.
with moving, I don't know. I know it would look cool, but
yeah, but it's not like the old 85 1.2s that focus like, move like this and then it'll keep in focus.
to me, the bokeh
faster
is
than that.
things that we can control. Bride going down the aisle, we can't control that.
Yeah, but I want them in focus. I want a foot, like if you ever put on an 85 1.2, you'll see that like one eye's in, one eye's out.
Right? No, I know.
Okay, but that's what I was looking for with this, that them walking down the aisle, yeah, they're in focus and it's immediately out of focus before and after. Okay, it didn't work like that.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so it was like $3,200 for that.
Oh well.
So where the
Just
other
the money
one's only
bags,
like
just a drop.
2,000 for the 2470, and it's much smaller. So, but this, every camera has their purpose and their
Right.
need. Okay, if we're doing bride prep, this one, okay, to get in with the monopod, okay, I can do this. I can do a lockdown shot when they're reading their cards, okay, and I can put the gimbal on the floor to get me a wide shot. Okay, I can pick up the gimbal and do a slider shot with it. So those two right there will handle everything. That has its purpose for the church, where I don't have to worry about a time limit.
Use it
Okay.
for toast too.
Toast too, that's the wide shot, okay. And then I have that 1DX where I'll take this on after they're walking in, because this is a tight shot following the couple, okay, as they're walking in. Okay, I got that one to fall back on wide with everything, and then I'm following this one on the Miller tripod, just their waist up, getting the close-up action.
That's what's so funny. That's why I was asking you about which camera, because that's your most expensive camera, and yet
Yeah.
it's almost like uses a wide or this
The
like all the
full
creative
back,
stuff
yeah,
is
yes.
that's ironic.
Yes. So, but they're all C-lock, so they're all giving me a good picture.
Oh no!
quality.
Oh no! There's no
Okay. The problem
quality out
is,
of it. Yeah.
none of these, that one you can, but these two, you can't view the files unless you put them in Premiere if they're C-lock. Okay?
Really?
Like Arbor's like, I
Really?
can't see the Fuji camera pictures. Yes,
Because
but
I was
his,
doing it on a CC6. I have it.
Oh, CS6?
CS6, yeah.
oh shit, forget about that. And you couldn't even look at it in Premiere, or no?
No.
Okay.
but then
Oh
I
wait,
use Premiere.
you shoot C-Log with these cameras. You cannot see the files.
You can't view it in a Mac
It's like, no.
viewfinder, Mac Finder.
You have to load it.
You gotta load them into, you have to double click, open up in preview. It will play them in normal mode, slow motion, it will not play at all until you pull into Premiere. Okay, that's the only drawback, because I like to go when I'm downloading at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's a little
because
annoying.
that's the good thing about these is that these use all this new, okay, CF Express cards. I'm downloading the whole 500, 400, 300 gigs, 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, 15 minutes, the job is backed up, then I'm going to bed.
How much is the car?
$300.
This cut, no. This one is 500 gig. I just got one on sale, $489. They're normally $599. $599 is the normal price. But I'll take this one, okay, at the reception. If it's, a lot of times it's crowded, and I can't get in there with big fucking, excuse me, make a way, okay? And either this or the gimbal. The gimbal you can hold for 5 minutes. You don't want to hold it for longer than that. You're like Dan. He's got one of those flagpole shits, and he's walking around. Hey, what's up? And you know how that works. Me, I take it and I stick it in my belly, in the belt right here, and I just sit like that, and I'm walking around. Or you take one of these, and you put it like this. If it's a packed dance floor, I'll take this one. I'll put a plate on the camera, and I'll put the 16-35, okay, and put it on. Okay, and go right there in their face, and and walk in, because you can get in there. And sometimes they even look at you like the one we did on Saturday. They looked at me like they were pissed off at me because I'm, excuse me, who the fuck are you? I'm trying to dance over here. Then who the fuck are you? I'm trying to work here. Okay, so, but you can get in. Okay, that or you stay with this 7200 on the perimeter, and you're zooming in, between people's faces to get all different types of looks. So now audio, because I think if I had to bring, I normally bring the torch lights, Swiftronics. Okay, they're square like that big, and I put 4 of them up in 4 corners, okay, of the dance floor, and it comes with a little remote, and I always start the band. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, so you have your system. It's always 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're actually on the floor?
Cockroaches. Clockwise. They're in with the band speakers right behind them.
Right.
Or the bride and groom is usually there.
Right.
I'll pick walls, okay, and they have a diffuser on it. Okay, you take off the diffuser, just a little panel, okay, and now they got like reflectors inside their, I think it's got 8 or 16 LEDs only, but they're bright as shit. Okay, right, Chris? Yep. But they're discontinued now. Okay, they were $150, $189. You bought my camera? No. Okay, you can't get them no more.
Do you still use a light on the camera while you're lighting the room?
On her camera, okay. No, on the C500, I have a wide little one, okay, for fill light. Pleasantdale Chateau, okay, Gabelli's a little pussy bitch, where they don't want room lights because they have laser light shows.
That's
And
right.
they're
That's
like,
why I was
turn your
wondering.
lights off.
Because yes.
And I had a big fight with them over that. I'm like, okay, so you want to sacrifice your quality, because it's not my name on the video, it's your name, okay, for, just to make them, and he did come out and say it, but I'm like, you're their little bitch, okay, and you don't want to upset them. I said, so, just have that conversation with me, and I'll be okay with it. Okay, I'll put just one little light on top of the camera and go right in their face rather than nice light coming high.
That's the problem. You're gonna piss people. Like, remember the old days with the portal light? You'd be like blinding. Now we got room lights. We're happy, but the holes in the DJ are getting.
Oh, I can't see my beautiful
I know.
uplighting and everything else.
You can't win. It's like, do I piss off the people? And plus, it makes the image flat when you put a light on the camera.
Well,
Besides the fact you're blinding.
I'm like, and these are like fucking $350 a head people. I'm like, no problem. I'll take it off.
Especially, I don't know about in Jersey, do they color, like in Long Island, they color in the room. And I have to intercede. I see, not red, not blue, like Smurfs. Make it more amber or yellow or something.
Yeah. Well,
they're looking at your
ours are
wine.
amber, yellow, the high pressure sodium, the orange shit in the back of the trucking stops. That's the color that they highlight them.
I mean,
or the blue that their faces are.
You know what's amazing? Because I edit a lot. In all my years with this uplighting, when I'm looking at jobs and they're red and blue, I have yet to have a bride call the studio and go, what, can you do something about the color? It's almost like they understand that they don't care.
No, I can't, not now, okay?
No, but you would think that some bride would have called the studio and go, why am I blue or red? Why? Because you know what it is, they look at their stills, the photographer's flash is so powerful, it knocks it out.
I had that fight with Cavelli, okay? I'm like, John, I says, that's like me telling you, okay, because I come from his world too, take a picture without flash.
Right.
During a reception,
Yes.
a dark reception.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, nobody knows your flash because your flash goes off for 1/1000th
Exactly,
of a second,
right.
so nobody sees it. Okay, but I got to do my job without any
That's
light.
why we're always the bad
Well,
guy.
Other people do it without the lights. I'm like, yeah, go look at their footage, okay, and see how shitty that
Exactly.
shit comes
It's
out.
true, it's true.
Okay, I got $20,000 fucking cameras and it still don't look good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter what it is, you need
light.
some colored light, incandescent or daylight, to give the right proper flesh tones. Even if it's 2 watts, okay, to light up their face. If their blue strobe lights are coming on, it's overpowering my light.
Or how about that blue spotlight the DJ puts on the bronze during the first dance? And if they don't tell you about it, you have all the lighting perfect and
Yeah.
boom!
Well,
What
that's
the
why
hell?
it's auto white balance and auto exposure.
Oh my God.
Okay, it takes like a second, but then it kicks in and it fixes it.
Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
I
adjust.
shoot aperture
Or how about
priority.
sparklers when they go off?
Yeah, and then
Oh my
done.
God.
Well, I shoot aperture priority, then I'm always exposure compensation, plus or minus up to 3 stops.
Right.
Okay, I never shoot manually, unless it's like really a problem where, or I'm in a controlled situation, like outdoor in a park, and nothing's gonna change drastically on me, then I'll sometimes switch to manual. Nicole likes to switch to manual too, when we get flicker, when they got shitty LED lights. Okay, and she's like, look at the fucking line coming down. And she's like, Dad, how do I fix that? I'm like, go to manual, change the shutter speed.
Yeah.
And you'll find one that works.
Yeah.
So, but
And why is that happen? Is that the cheap lights they
the
use
cheap
for
LED lighting, yes. So, but you gotta go find the shutter
Yeah, no.
speed till you see it
the magic
disappear.
frequency, whatever they
Yes.
do?
Yes, yep. So now, I think we talked about cameras. Lights, if I had to bring one, it probably would be this aperture, which was like super, I would say reasonable. Because, and for light stands, I have 4 of the smaller versions, 10 foot. This is 12 foot, but if you gotta go, let's go to the park, okay, let's go. Okay, not let me go and do boom, 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 bring it, put it down, okay? And then this is an aperture 60X. They have the new one, was it 60D, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay, and it goes from, where the hell's the power?
Who makes that light stand?
Cheetah.
Cheetah, yes. Oh, faulty bulb. Fuck.
But this is where you said you're.
That's a faulty bulb. Hold on. No, it's the special effects that we're in. Okay. And this is the only thing that I hate about this one, the app. The Practilite are much better, much faster. Boom. This one,
Go ahead.
source type here.
Is where you light them for toast and stuff?
I like this. This one has actually, it's a Fresnel, so it actually has a spotlight and a wide that you can change it.
Nice.
And where is it? Oh, there it is. Works.
Sorry.
Hello, Chris, you still there? Yeah. Okay, here it is. It came with the barn doors. You have between 2700K to 6500K. And then you have wide, okay, to spotlight. And I'll use this for first dance, if they have to, outdoor night shots, okay? You can even use it in the daylight because this is powerful enough. And toasts, where I'll put it on the bride and groom and then I'll widen it just enough to get the speaker.
How far would it be for the bride and groom? How far would it be
How
for you?
far?
Obviously, you don't go
If
low.
they were in that back corner, I would probably say right here. Okay?
At that height or higher?
No, higher.
Put any weight?
No.
So
Do you need weight on it? No, it's fine.
But that's where your daughter comes into play, right, with stuff like this, right?
Which?
Well, I mean, this is.
That wouldn't hurt anybody if it fell.
No, I'm saying carrying this. No, but do it like night shot. I mean, I have lights too, but like that's a real nice system. I really need an assistant to help me carry that around.
Yeah. No, you can't bring the monopod and this. See, I would bring the monopod outside for night shots, not the gimbal, because the gimbal, you need like a 1.4 lens so you can stay 6400 or less.
Right.
Okay, once you go above it, it gets grainy. Okay, and then even if you're shooting in log, okay, you gotta watch too, because grain comes out a lot more. Okay.
It's log?
What if the bride and groom are split from the speaker, like the, toaster?
Well, bride and groom are always there. You mean the bride and groom are one and the toaster are another one?
Yeah.
Then I'll go and I'll put this spotlight on the toaster, okay? Because I'll short light them. Where the camera is here, the light comes from this side, so that the part that's facing the camera is in shadow. Okay.
If they're by the band, they're on opposite sides of the room.
2 lights.
Oh, 2 lights.
Yes.
Yeah, two
Yes,
those.
because then we'll have one camera just on the bride and groom.
Right.
Okay, and then we'll have one camera just on the.
How does that go down in Jersey? Do you ask them? I know with two
torchlights.
Do you want them to be separate? Because usually it looks better if they're separated, but it's easier when they're together. Especially the photographers love that because there's 3 people for them to get one shot.
In the beginning, I want them separated, so
Right.
when I'm making my movie, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll have one light here, one light there. The camera will be there, and the camera will be there.
Right.
So you got perfect lighting and perfect, looks on angles on everybody. After 6 months to a year, I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's put them right now.
No, I agree. I'm the same way. That's the way I feel about it. Fuck it, it's easier.
I heard Steve is gonna do the affordable version of this wedding thing, like the practical version.
Yes, the cheap version.
You don't need
The
any
affordable version.
You don't need any of this equipment. You just need that. Okay? This is all you need. I could do
watching on your phone.
I could do
that's good.
parallel. Look, I could do the crane. I could do all that stuff. Everything with this.
Yeah.
And then it's got a nice look. Look at the zoom on this lens.
So
Bam.
now
Can you change lenses like this? Can you go from a wide to a normal to a telephoto like that? Let me see you do that with any camera. Even if you shoot 4K, you wouldn't have that much zoom. Look at that.
Where did you get that?
Look at that nice wide.
Which
angle.
iPhone?
I don't know. Where did he get that? Probably Amazon.
Oh, you
That's
can't
a
see.
13.
The 13. Bam. Bam.
Yeah, but his camera's lighter. Look at
Watch your
that.
gimbal now.
Oh, and it shoots
Look at that
4K, 60p, ProRes.
120p.
Including
It's
ProRes.
cinematic mode where you can focus on who you want
Oh, the
afterwards.
cinema mode? Yeah, beautiful. It looks just like DSLR. It
All
does
right,
it
and
digitally.
sit the fuck down. You're coming up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Steve, that's what you need.
Sit the fuck down.
We switch speakers? It can.
Stop cock blocking.
Not your turn.
You only control that with your app,
You can control with your app or you go behind it.
but you have options, right?
Yeah, yeah, but the app is slow as shit. So I don't like it. All right, now, audio. If you don't have any audio, you have to buy some audio. This is the only audio you need to buy nowadays.
What's that? What's that?
Wireless goes.
What's that? What's that audio thing?
Look at that.
Road wireless.
Rode Wireless Go 2. Okay, now, bride and groom getting married. The groom gets the electrosonic because that's the way it's always been done, so he gets the important one to make sure I get the good audio. This goes on this camera. Okay, this is the case it comes in. My old iPhone headphones, plug it into here so I can monitor it. Okay. Number 2 with 2 dots on it. Number 1 with 1 dot on it. Okay. Doesn't matter who I give it to. 1, the bride is getting 1. Okay. As soon as you turn it on, they have onboard recorders. Okay. Because I had the Rode Go 1 that we did a wedding in Aruba 2019. And the shaman priest wasn't as far as you guys are away from me. He would turn like this to face the bride and groom, and cutting out. Turn back, audio was good. On the beach. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is bullshit. Out of 5 recorders, the only one that worked was a Sony one that she had on her camera. Okay, that got good audio that wasn't noisy with the wind. Okay, These, I put the little Don King on, I never take them off. Okay. Okay. As soon as you turn it on, it starts recording. And who's Jewish in here? Anybody? Okay. There was one wedding that we did. It was probably a little over a month and a half ago, and they were reformed. And the ancient folklore is true. Okay. After the ceremony, when they disappear. The bride had one, okay. I give it to her to stick in her boobs. The other one I give to the priest, the rabbi, stick it in your pocket right there, okay? Quick and easy, not here, let me wire you up. No, boom, they all have the pocket right there, and just stick it.
What about the groom in his inside
The
spot?
groom's got the good one, okay, and then the groom I have the other little Sony stick mic. Where the hell is it? Oh, here, this one. Okay, this little backup.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, that I stick that in the groom's pocket, like that for backup.
What is that? Which one?
This is a Sony. Here, see if you can read the number on it.
That's the
Okay,
one
it
that I
was
have
used
that
to be
I
like
bought.
$200. I think it's like $89 now.
You like that one better than the other?
No, these are better quality than that. Okay, it's just backup for your backup for your backup. Okay, because after that 3 Jewish jobs that are all fucked up,
How much is
like
how much is the Road Glow 2?
$299. Best $299 you ever spent because
I want to see that.
they work 265 feet, they say. So the 20 feet that it didn't work, they work now, but it doesn't matter because they're on board recording at the same time. You don't have to reformat it because once they fill up, they just start overriding the first one again. Okay, so I'll stick one of these. I tell the bride here, turn it on, stick this in the girls, just so that and with the Don King, it doesn't let them block, okay, the microphone. Okay, so I'm like, stick it there. If they got a low V-neck with like nude mesh, a couple of them had. No, because I got glass. Dan told me about from Amazon, that there's a glass protection, but it sticks to their skin. Okay, so I'm like, just tuck it in, it'll be fine. I haven't had one that didn't work where I couldn't hear them.
I just want to concur that you're probably right, it's the best $300 you can spend.
For audio, this is the best $300 that you'll ever spend.
Just so everybody understands, it's a wireless transmitter receiver. 2 transmitters go to 1 receiver at the same time.
Yeah, that's what.
And they're also built-in field recorders.
Yes.
So you're
it's
literally recording directly
on
to your camera, and even like the other day, the bride was going to see Dad, and I didn't have anything set up to record to the camera. I just took one of these, clipped it on Dad, and it's a recorder.
Yep.
Just like that, I was able to get his response.
Yeah,
And,
and
it works with labs too. If you
Yes,
want.
keep this and stick it in your pocket, but don't put any lab. Make sure you buy the lab that's supposed to go to us. I had a Rode Smart Lab thinking that I'm going to plug it in, and it didn't work. I'm like, let me check and listen to see if it's working before I just plug it in.
It's awesome.
No, it didn't work. You have to have the right mic for it because it's got a plug on it to plug in external lab. But the audio that comes from it is great. Okay, I'll keep them over here when I'm waiting for the bride and groom to get to the church and I can mic them. And I'm like, okay, here. I'm like, oh, here, Father. Do you mind wearing a mic? And he's like, that's it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, here. Put it on your talus or there's some even you'll see like I got a couple samples where the priest did that.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's a little weird, but okay.
I just haven't put it on the bride. You're more ballsy than I got to do that.
I'm like, just here. Or if I got an extra one, bride don't want to wear, the Jewish SOB. Okay, I'll take it and I'll clip it on the actual speaker microphone, that little skinny thing. I'll just clip it on. Okay, and now I got the recordings of that too. So they're
It does
so
come in,
convenient.
the original. It does come in white, but the original one, right?
Yeah, these don't come on.
I don't know why. That's.
I'm sure they're gonna come in white.
That would
eventually,
be. Yeah, I would.
and that'll be the next best
That-
300
they
after
came
I
with
buy
a
the
white and
$200
black one,
thing.
that would be awesome.
Huh?
Kids
Wireless
break it.
go to.
Well, I guess you.
So, and then this is always good backup that I always have this in my pocket. This little one, Sony.
Not anymore.
Oh no!
No, it
feel
fell
bad.
right side up.
Steve,
It's
I'm
still
mad
no
at you.
key.
That's
It's
it.
still one piece.
That was not still one piece.
And by the way, my
It's
friend,
still
when I told my
talking
friend
about?
about
What are you
this,
talking
he ran out and got it. He thought there was a card he had to take out. I didn't explain this part to him. You have to hook it up to your computer to see the files, and you export the files to your drive.
Oh, on this.
Yeah, he was like, you told me this was a
the
recorder too. There's no card in here. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Plug it in and download the app.
Yeah,
Then you
download
can
the
see.
app.
It's complicated, yeah.
So, but yeah, no. When I'm like, let me go check because when that one Jewish job I was talking about, first of all, the fucking rabbi ran away with my shit and lived in Tina. Okay, and I'm like, where did he go? Because this is one of those ones where after they get married, the whole mob starts, partying with them up the aisle, and I'm like, fuck, stop him! I'm like, Steve, go get the rabbi, Antonio, go find the rabbi. And they're like, doing their own shit.
No, I was
I'm like,
following them in. They danced their way from the ceremony all the way to the reception, up to here.
and this was like one of the first ones after
I
my
left
heart
my
attack.
2 cameras rolling out. I just walked away from them. I was like, I gotta go.
And this was like one of the first jobs after my heart attack, so I wasn't feeling 100% to go start running everywhere. Okay, they leave me with my few cameras, okay, that I had to get from outside to inside the Grove. And I'm like, where's the rabbi? Where's the rabbi? He's got my damn microphone.
Yeah.
And the bride had the mic on too. And I'm like, worry about the bride later. She ain't going nowhere. And I go to the valet. If you see somebody wearing a mask, wearing a suit, okay, with a yarmulke on, that's the rabbi. He's probably the only person that should be leaving now. Don't let him go. If he's got one of these things in his pocket, pull it out first.
Forget it.
Okay, so now I'm inside, make the rounds. You see the rabbi? You see the rabbi? No. You see the rabbi?
Yes,
So let me go back
nope.
outside. Okay, and then I go back to my shit, and I'm like, let me start taking some stuff in because they're going to be walking in 10 minutes. And the car's pulling away. I'm like, was that the rabbi? And there was a couple of, yeah, that's the rabbi. And I'm like, you fucking kidding? I'm like,
Just throw some at the
I just had a fucking heart attack. I can't go running down the street for him. And I'm like, so I went to the what do you call it, ballet guys. And I'm like, do you remember I fucking told you, don't let anybody leave without checking their pocket first? Who did you tell? This motherfucker right here I told. I don't remember. I'm like, yeah, you remember, because I remember telling you, okay, don't let nobody go. And then trying to track him down, literally the next day my wife had to go after work because she works in Inglewood Cliffs and pick it up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, sure. So, but anyway, that's my tales.
Learn from that mistake. I don't let that happen.
Yeah.
What was on the wireless?
Oh, forgot to tell you about that. Well, let's say that the tale is true, okay? Where and basically, don't worry. I'm giving you like the abridged, clean version. It will be better tonight, okay? It's been a while, and
I had a few to drink.
If it lasted 45 seconds, that was a lot.
Should have flew the drone in here.
Love never fails.
It's not supposed to be lagging like that.
It's of wrongs. Love is patient. Love is kind. Because God is love. I want to encourage you, make sure you keep God in the forefront of your marriage. Ricardo, will you have Erica to be your wedding wife, to live together in holy marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor her, and keep her in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, keep you only to her, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Erica, will you have Ricardo to be your wedded husband, to live together in the holy state of marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, keep you only to him, so long as you both shall live?
I do.
Yeah, it's got a lag. I don't know what the
Well, the whole thing is lagging. It's not.
Yeah.
The edit. That's the computer doing something weird.
What?
The lag and the stutter. That's not right.
Dearest Ricky,
That's all gimbal, baby.
I'm full of love and excitement and butterflies. I really wish I could hold you right now to calm my nerves. I love you so much and I can't wait to marry you. God has truly blessed us and I'm so thankful for you. I can't wait to see you at the altar.
That's electrosonic. See? Right there on his boob.
Dearest Erica, after 5 wedding days, our day is finally here in Ibiza. know you're nervous and excited. Take a deep breath and relax. Our day is going to be amazing. God has opened so many doors over the past years. I am anxious to continue building our lives together. Your love, Ricky.
That's the gimbal too.
That's the Fuji, right?
How you doing that?
No, it looks like a drone.
Jumping over the chin.
Yeah.
It does look like a drone.
For over 20 years now, it's crazy. Remember, like yesterday, playing basketball in your driveway. I left New Jersey back in 2011 and moved out to Arizona. Since that time, I realized Ricky has been a part of my family and is a brother to me. He found somebody who truly means the world to him and someone who has made him a better person along the way. Wish you guys nothing but the best.
The Lord said, no, Erica, you're the one for Ricardo. Ricardo, you're the one for Erica. I know that to be true because in the beginning, the scripture teaches us that each and every day that the Lord made, he made the heavens, the earth, he made creation. Each and every day he made different things. He would say, it is good, it is good, it is good. But when he made man, he looked and said, it is not good. So when God said it's not good for him to be alone, the Lord allowed him to be put into a deep sleep. And from his side, he took his rib, and from that rib, he created a woman. Why would God allow Adam to experience loneliness? And this is very important for the two of you. He allowed him to experience loneliness because he wanted to appreciate
That audio is not tapped into the microphone.
No, it's coming right out of the laptop.
No.
Oh, their audio?
His audio.
Yeah.
From the groom or the priest? No, yes. No, he's tapped in.
So you're getting that from the sound system, not from.
Either he was mic'd or it was from their sound system that I always tap into also.
Yeah.
And that's up to the editor if they want to use the sound system or if they got it good enough from the camera.
All the love and happiness.
Sound like he was talking to a handheld.
How blessed you are to celebrate your
right.
love on
Sound
this
like the
beautiful
sound.
day.
But he was mic'd also.
Yeah, but that kind of sound sounds like a microphone, like because even the lav, you heard the lavs don't sound like that.
Correct.
That sounded like a handheld.
Trying to say it sounds too good, I know.
No, they have good sound and they use the mic. I like it when the priest.
Take you, Erica, to be my wedding wife.
Heaven to home, from this day forward.
Like hear their voices here.
Or for worse.
Richer and for
Sounds
poor,
okay.
sickness and in health.
You said it. Shh. You hear it on her.
She puts the
That's
mic.
his heart.
Perfect. Yeah.
It sounds the best.
Yeah.
Well, it gives me great honor, ladies and gentlemen, that are here to pronounce to you for the first time ever anywhere on planet Earth, the solar system, this universe. Mr. and Mrs. Ricardo Santos, my brother, you may now kiss your bride.
You can hear it.
Oh, when? This was, I think, May. Yeah. This is where you're not allowed to use lights. Where?
We had so many cancellations and we had to reschedule the date, and I'm just happy that the state finally.
What do you mean not allowed to use lights?
And that our friends.
You're in the reception, they don't want lights.
On this special day. I love you
On
guys.
dance floor?
Yep.
So you couldn't use your Swifters?
Correct. I probably did anyway until they start yelling at me.
Yeah.
What a beautiful day the Lord has given us. And so I just want to remind you about this day, right? April 18th, 2021 will go down in history for the two of you. And again, we can think it's because of COVID that we're here today, but as I said to you before, no, that's not why we're here. It's only because of the summer of 2012, when those
Parallax
was introduced to you.
What camera is that?
AMC Theater, and I love you, remember the movie that we watched. But it wasn't because of that, nor was it November 7th, 2018. Right there, the skyline, New York City.
That's
skyline.
probably this light right here. See that spotlight on
I
it?
believe it was. And there, you proposed and you said yes.
Same thing.
That's not
lighting's
why we're
cool.
here. It's because the Lord saw fit to bring the two of you together.
So pretty much every shot you do almost like a subject. If you start,
I always try to light it, yes.
So happy to see him on this journey.
C500 in the
He's got
background.
a new house. Great job. And now check the wife.
That's the C500, right?
Congratulations on becoming Mr. and Mrs. Santos.
background is not yours?
That's mine, yes. For the, see right now, there's no light. That one is a light.
So only at nighttime when the party starts, it says no more lights.
Whenever they have, yes.
No, you don't want your lights on.
All the important stuff, no walking in lights. For the toasts, we can use lights.